Here we go. I'm going to play East Lake, home of the FedEx Cup Championship, the end of the playoffs, FedEx Cup playoffs. We already tested out the audio. Put it all the way back. Play all the holes with some auto putt, get us going a little faster. And let's do this. I'll talk about lower body exercises for golf. Man, probably the most important area for golfers to figure out their pivot, figure out their vertical, figure out rotation. And number one, par 5, maybe a par 4 for those guys. Let's hit it. Let's go. Miss it. Okay, so I have 5 or 6 iron left. Not really loose, so hit the 5 iron. Think lower body. As you know, I talked about the 9 principles in a previous video. There's mobility of lower body areas, and that's mainly around your hips. So like your hip rotation, open chain, closed chain. These are the same things. Can you hit 45 to 50 degrees here? Can you hit 60 degrees here? And from a swing standpoint, for the right hip, that would be daylight. You could see daylight in the down the line view, and you probably got some pretty good hip mobility if we're clearing that hip in the backswing. If you don't, we're going to see arm lift. If you add the hip part, we get a nice kind of deeper hand path, which allows us to kind of reload and drop it. 196 front pin, perfect club. That is going to miss right of right. All right, so auto putt is so forgiving. Little flip up and down. So hip internal rotation helps with depth. Also, everyone thinks it's the reason they early extend. They don't get enough rotation left. Early extension is usually related to strength, stability. If it's not something technique-wise, that move here, it's the strength to keep it back, not necessarily the rotational part of it. With this little flipper. Uh-oh. Felt like I had to sit down. I don't know the next hole. I don't really remember. 207, uphill, 8 yards. Get a little bump 4 iron. So hip rotation, mainly internal. Certainly there's some external component that can limit it. I think flexion's often that got neglected. You know, if I can get my butt below my knees in a squat, you know, I have room back here to keep my butt back and go. The mobility of hip flexion and hip internal rotation at the hip. Knee, certainly a component of extension helps, but cleared the hip. Straighter your knee is, the more the hip will turn typically. Ankle mobility, can't help to think of John Rahm, his history of club foot and how it limits his ankle mobility. He has to get pretty deep in his hip, start the downswing earlier, doesn't have a big backswing. Certainly some value into that. Looks like I'm aimed too far right for what I would want to do with this. Hold on a second. And with a back pin, 203 uphill, without being warm, I'll hit 4 iron. Hold it. All right. Too far. Sit soft. Mobility of hip, ankle. 35 yards up the hill. It's about there. 50 yards for me with a lob wedge. 30's there. Kind of been playing with this skills test on here. My wedge game has gotten so much better because of a launch monitor. I'm such a feel player, like, that feels about that far. But in this, you have to like know your yardage, and carry distance is a lot better because there's no depth perception. And if I wasn't so cheap, maybe I'd get a projector, but 30 yards is about there, I think. Went too far. Anyway, lap 20 yards is about there. All right, bogey. So hip mobility, ankle mobility. Next is strength. We kind of order things: mobility, strength, speed. You could say mobility, flexibility go together, strength and stability go together, as well as speed and power. Like one wood down the hill, number 3 at East Lake. So strength of lower body, pretty simple. You don't have to get fancy with it. You need a quad closed chain exercise, a hamstring closed chain exercise, and a glute closed chain exercise. And if you don't know what closed chain is when your feet are on the ground. So, quad open chain would be like one of those knee extension machines where you're working that. Certainly some value. You can get really strong off those and be pretty safe. But a closed chain quad, don't be scared by this. There's ways to scale it. Would be like some kind of split squat. The more narrow you are, it typically burns the quad more. I like elevated split squats if the person's capable. That will fire up the quad and improve vertical force if done in the right order. Quad, strength, closed chain. Used to be that closed chain strengthening was always thought of better than open chain, but there's some studies that came out, force production was just as good, both open and closed chain. I just think in golf we use the ground so much, our feet should be on the ground when we're training it for the most part. The pull cut never fails. Oh boy. Way downhill. Cannot complain. Looks like another lob wedge, 66 yards. Well, I know what that is. I basically hit a pitch shot 66 yards earlier. Back pin. Need the chunk and run here. Closed chain quad, split squat, Bulgarian split squat. Those are great quad-based exercises. They get glute and hamstring, but I get a little more quad out of them. Carried it 81. Show you how good I'm getting with my wedges. Jeez. Downhill, that's why. Yikes. That'd be good. Spin it. All right, another bogey. Closed chain hamstring. Some kind of hinge. Double leg would be like that kind of deadlift RDL motion. Little softness in the knees. Really like single leg work for hamstring. For some reason people like to work through their knee or their back and kind of round it. But if we keep that back kind of blocked, abs tight, a little maybe lordosis feeling, just push the hip back, hit the mid shin. You can light your hamstrings up pretty good. Hamstring strength. All right, we'll putt with this. Do it. Yeah. Robbed. 473 uphill. Big hole. Closed chain. Glute. A lot of options there. Side steps in a rehab situation. Curtsy lunge is super powerful if you do it right. Keeping them hips forward, not letting it open. You can get some weight under your chin. Get deep, 3 to 5 second lowers. You'll feel that load up in your hip. It's something new for me that I feel in the backswing. This coiled feeling. I love curtsy lunge right now. To load up my hip and kind of feel explosive off of that. Enough talk, more walk here. Like this whole 21 yards uphill. I gotta hit a big one in here. That's right. Not that far, right? I hit the center line. What do I know? All right, let's make sure we check uphill versus downhill. 195, 30 feet uphill. Dive iron. Right pin. Decade golf. There's my target. If I cut it. That should be good. If I cut it, I said. If I cut it. Carried 196. We might hit a green today. Must have made a birdie. Oh, number one. I didn't know that was a 26 yards out of the bunker. Okay, run it. Spin it. No blood. Did closed chain lower body. That'd be your glutes, curtsy lunge, hamstring, RDL, or single leg hinge. And then the quad is going to be some kind of split squat. You know, I mean, you can certainly work quads and squats. No, don't get me wrong there, but I like elevated split squat from a strength standpoint. None of those have rotation, by the way. Golfers rotate a lot, and certainly I like rotary exercises. They sell a lot. They feel good. There's a couple I'll show you for lower body that can fall under that strength category with the same three that, you know, check that box if you have a need to rotate it. And 15 yards down, that's way downhill. .282 carry. Hang on, cut. All right, it's gonna be safe. I think if for simplicity's sake, middle of the green pin, 120. This is like a little punchy gap wedge. Down 4. How about we hit a full or 54? It's kind of gimmicky a little bit sometimes to add rotation to those exercises, but it does teach people how to stabilize on different parts of their ankle with under a load here. And so I'll show you the 3 rotational ones for those respective areas. 54 degree, 120, a little bit downhill. I don't believe that. No way it's going to be that soft. Kind of swiped it, felt like it rolled up the face. Let's just kind of do one of those, get it in there. .522 around the corner. Where are we going from? 310 there. All right, cuts down the hill. Think like if you take the split squat, just add like a 30-pound weight. You know, say you've been working this for a while and you want to get that cliche word golf specific. You go down, and then I like a mirror to kind of see if I can turn to 90 degrees without this flaring out. And it does 2 things. Makes me think I'm doing golf exercises, but the time under tension in my quad and lower leg goes up. And that is a huge predictor of strength gains in strength training. It's how much time you're under tension. Makes sense. In COVID, nobody had all these weights at home, so they had to figure out how to make things harder with their 20-pound dumbbells. You just increase the time you're under tension. Instead of doing down, up, you know, 5-second lowers, turn, still under tension, and then back up in a way. So that would be a way to quad, add some rotation to it. Lost T. And, you know, there's probably some value to the mobility component you get under a load in your legs, working on your T-spine mobility there. All right, let's hit one. Then to win, the bottom board. Still gonna be okay. It's a long hole, par 5, thank you. 30 uphill hybrid. A Saluki golf hybrid from almost 20 years ago. No, 15, somewhere in there. Huh. Right pin again. Let's hit something up in here. Uphill 17 yards. 50 feet uphill. So rotation with quad we showed you. Rotation with hinge is one of my favorites if you want to meet that need of adding rotation to your strength exercises. One-hander. That's why. Getting a bunker. It was almost shanked. But auto putt makes this game pretty easy. Flip. Jim Skillman's Pro V1X left edge, the one only in here. See what you got, Jimmy. Spin it. Give me another birdie. Rotation for hinge, this is a good one with the club. I'll grab like some weight over my head, like a goblet position, look at a mirror, and I'll look and see, can I get my back to 90? There's a barrier. If you saw it from this side, there's a barrier there without rounding, without getting too squatty. Hinge it, and then I add rotation. And so time under tension, hamstring, hamstring, hamstring. Can't go anymore without cheating. Turn, 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 turn. Can I get to 90? Mobility. Still under a load. Reverse it up. 30-pound weight under your chin. 8 to 12 reps, 2 to 3 sets. Great way to work on hamstring strength. You could say hamstring strength for golf if you want to be golf specific. Hit this left dash this time. Everyone says it's really long as it's warm enough. Felt good. Oh, longest one, 290. Raw, the actual. Downhill, 312, Scotty. Love that. 53.8, 4 yards down. Probably a full pitching wedge. Rotation for glute. You know, I showed you the curtsy lunge, which, you know, we don't need to add spine rotation to it, but you could curtsy lunge as a mobility exercise. Kind of load up your glute and then go. Just wouldn't recommend it for if I'm just going to work on strength of this kind of glute complex, glute quad in a way. 54 downhill, back right pin. Normally my stock shot's a cut, but if I try to hit it hard, like with a pitching wedge, I'll probably draw it. So this is where I just kind of go right at it. If it does what it's supposed to, it'd be good. If it draws when I try to hit it hard, middle of the green, 2-putt, get out of there. Spin to win. That is not going to be enough. Get lucky. I feel like I've hit one green. So, went over strength, glutes, quads, hamstrings, and went over it again with rotational components. Doesn't have to be done. Time under tension, huge principle in strength training. The other thing that's big in strength training is get a little leery when trainers or even people say, oh, I do 3 sets of 10 of everything. And there's like a grad school level question. Well, why? Why not 5 sets? Why not 2 sets? Why that? And I don't really think about that one. That's it. It's going to be putting. Oh, it's going to give it to me. Be lucky. Turkey. Concentrate on one here. Too hard. Turn it. So, like 3 sets of 10, I don't know. Like you can get lucky with that. Oh, I remember this hole. This is brutal. I don't really hit it left that often with this driver, but I'll keep it where it's at. Tips are long at this course, but a lot of times if someone's coming, they don't even know what a dumbbell is. I try to tell them early on, like, let's have a rep range. 8 minimum, 12 max. So an example of that would be if I'm doing the split squat and I get to 8 and I don't think I can get to 9 or 10, I've probably picked the right weight or I've got a little bit too heavy. But if I get to 12 and I'm like, wow, I could have got to 15 reps, you need to up the weight or up the time you're under tension, slow it down a little bit. You almost want to fail inside that 8 minimum, 12 max window for 2 to 4 sets. And if you're doing a double leg thing, you can push it to 3 to 5 sets, single leg, 2 to 4. And that, if you stick with that rule of getting to failure, you'll pick up strength a lot faster. You might be sore that way too, but I just never understood, like I could grab a 30-pound, do 10, and have something in the tank, then grab a 40-pound, do 10, have something, you know, you almost need, it's a prescription, you almost need like a titration way, and that would be through the rep ranges, 8 minimum, 12 max for strength. Speed and power, 3 reps up to 8 at the most, maybe 6, depending on what activity you're doing. Bet I don't hit it left. That was not left. Give me a lie. Ooh, it's firm right there. Oh man, love fairway bunkers. Always kind of been a groove thin guy, so almost feel confident if it's a good lie out of a fairway bunker on the real course. 63, front left thin, stock 8 iron, flat. Hugged it into the water probably. Catch it. All right. Just up and down champ. And what the heck are we talking about? Rep ranges, exercise prescription, strength, 2 to 4 sets, 3 to 5 sets of 8 to 12 reps. Fail in that rep range. Got to fail by 8, 9, or 10. You get to 12 and could have done more. On your next set, add more weight or more time. Pretty simple. Too hard. Got a good bounce. Funny, this will give me a par, even though I probably don't deserve it. 226 downhill by, I guess that's 11 inches. 4 iron. There's probably some advantage to doing some calf strengthening in golf. I don't really prescribe it that often, more ankle mobility. But let's get on to speed and power. Power is a product or in physics of watts and time. Watts is your strength piece. Time is your speed component of it. And so, this number 9, interesting. Front pin. Bottom groove. Another missed green. Power is watts and time. Watts is strength, time is speed. And so you work on strength and speed together, it creates power, which is certainly the golf swing. And then you work on just speed, that's kind of the nervous system. You work on just strength, that's the muscles. And so you could imagine, a little flipper here. Ooh, that's too hard. Oh, settle down, settle it down. Settle it down. You could imagine where the, come on, catch something right there on that fringe. Oh, how lucky is that? This is the tee shot. Tee shot 410 yards. Can't say I've actually sure what's going on here. Oh, because we're in the back here. If you do strength training for 6, 8, 12 weeks, you're building the, certainly training the nervous system, but you're building the muscles. If I just explain it simply, let's say I just do bicep curls. 3 weeks, I start to get stronger. 4 weeks, building up hypertrophy in a way, making that muscle have more surface area to have, in a way, I get bigger, right? But the nervous system, the nerve grabs onto that muscle, and if you don't train that nerve to depolarize or send the signal fast, you'll never like necessarily increase your speed at the optimal way. Your speed might go up if you get stronger, but training it fast is important, and that's where these exercises come in for the back 9. Speed, power of lower body. Rip driver, it looks like. Hit that one. 290. There you go. Prize, left to right. Got 90 yards, gap wedge. So let's say, airplane coming above my head here in St. Pete, Clearwater. Let's say I got 6, 7, 8 weeks done of strength training, quad, that split squat. I'm like really good at that. I'm loading it up. My quads feel strong, and I've got vertical force that I want to work on the power part of it. I start people with a few exercises that work on that particular motion, the basketball layup. So I put 2 plates down or 8 inches or a step, and we kind of go up on the step, and we're working explosiveness of that left leg. trying to get that nervous system to fire for quad. You can do that from a kneeling position if you really want to get wild because you just got strong here. Now we got to make it fast. Just body weight to start out. You don't need any action with it. Just you're trying to move really fast through that quad. That's a great way to start power speed training for the quad, which match that split squat. 97 yards, 20 feet uphill. It's 108. Just about. Carried 114, which is too much. 108. But we got to putt at it. Oh yeah, bring it on back, honey. Then for hamstring, look out, look out. For a hamstring, I'll show you here with like a 6-pound medicine ball. You want to feel better about yourself, turn it upside down, it's a 9-pound. Dad jokes. Way too hard. Not thinking. Excited about medicine balls. Probably the golf god's getting me for being an idiot with that comment. So dumb. Really dumb bogey. 2 over, 204. Downhill 5 yards. Let's hit 6-iron. Let's stretch this out. So the 6-pound medicine ball, really light. Remember we did like an RDL for hamstring? And we're kind of hinging through that hamstring. Well, if I get that strong, 3-second lowers, 5-second lowers, 8 to 12 reps, and then add something light and fast, like a medicine ball slam, I'm creating that nervous reaction to that same muscle group so it knows how to be more explosive in a sense. In a way. Now this is full of sand and air, so it just plops. You get a medicine ball that bounces, you're going to hit yourself in the face with that. Here's my disclaimer for the day. But people neglect the power part of this, light and fast part, to wake up those muscles. They just do the same thing over and over and over again, greasing their joints in a sense, and don't block train in a way. Q School's coming up. Got a guy in 4 weeks. We just switched him off strength because we had basically 12 weeks to do rehab, strength training, and speed power training, and he's ready for power. We started it today, Monday. Got 4 weeks until his Q School. I'll go through the glute one here in a second. 204 downhill, 6-iron. Hit that one pretty good. Raw carries 83. Gosh. One day, get some greens. But we got the courtesy of the gimme putt. Nipper. Man, I nipped it. Still stayed outside of where we wanted to be. What hole are we on? 11? Got a lot of holes left with a little bit of talking left. Let's play a couple. Q School is scary, man. It's like some of these guys have like plan Bs. I'm going to go to law school if I don't make it. Some of these guys got ways to just turn and burn for 10 years, see what happens. So many good players. I'm like a plus 1.7 right now. I got to give some of these pros they got to give me 3 shots aside. They're legit plus 6s or plus 7s and get beat. I don't think people realize how good you have to be to make it. Heard an SEC coach recently tell a player that he had to be a +4 coming out of high school legit with competitive rounds before he'd even get a chance to play in the SEC. He might make a team somewhere to play. And then John Rahm, if you look him up in Arizona's gym, he's a +9. They say Tiger was like a +12 in 2000 Tiger. All right, it's a shot. Hovland pull cut. Guy hit some fairies. Pull cut comes out hot. Still want to be there. 107, 54 degree, 5 yards up. pin left, middle of the green. 110. Jump out of here. Hold it. Pull it right at it. Huh. Wedge game suspect. You got to be really good. Brittany, let's become good friends and work together. Shot 28 on the front nine. Played 3 more holes. Got it to 9 under and said I got to go to my kids and quit. But there's like scratch golfers are what? The 1%, as Todd Oberginer says. Elite golfers are the 0.1% of that. And if you ain't a legit +5, +4, I don't know if I'd be trying Q school unless you're just full of money. But it's tough. It's tough. Not concentrating very well. Please let me just play the next hole so we can all get on with our lives. We're back to lower body power. Put this in with the driver. Do it. Man. Started into the hole with it. Lower body power. It's you're missing the glute one to share with you. I'm having a sip of this coffee. Get these afternoon caffeine headaches lately. And lower body power. The review would be jumping off one leg like a layup, slamming a ball with the hinge, RDL slam, and then the curtsy. Basically curtsy lunge is glute, which a great explosive exercise for that is the skater jump. We got to play another hole before I show you that. Stay tuned here. I'm really pulling across it. Trying to hurry. Thing had 30 yards of slice. Kick it left. All right, I need another. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Give me an 8 iron. There we go. So curtsy strength, glute strength goes with a really great exercise called a skater jump for explosiveness. Front pin 148. We're gonna hit a punchy 8 for fun. 144 carry. Oh my gosh. Uphill. Hard to see. Finish this hole. Cover that one into the bunker. And do it. I like thank you, part 5. Skater jumps. Move these golf balls. So like if I'm working the left hip, you know, I kind of load up this glute by, and then bam, I'm working just one side, and I'm feeling that glute and trying to create explosiveness of all that strength work I did. Certainly you can alternate and do it like that, but power training, speed training should be max intent, like as hard as you can, and to work that nervous system. And when you go right to left, it turns into this balance dance kind of thing. And so it's okay, but getting in there and feeling that, and then and it pushes from my glute in a way. It'd be glute, quad, hamstring power exercises. Certainly a lot more options. Jumps, box jumps, double-legged stuff. Those are huge correlations to speed. Sasha McKenzie found out that shaft on its way down when the club is perpendicular to the ground, the amount of force guys have on their left leg dictates their speed. High correlation. R in stats is like 0.95. So the ability to push up from the left leg or push it out of the way when that club's coming down is huge. I think the shoes you wear matter. I've never played golf in these, and I just got them. I wear FootJoys, really solid FootJoy that you tie real tight, firm to the ground. This Nike is definitely got a firm connected to the ground, but I'm 5'9". Normally I feel like I'm 5'8" in them. That's why I'm so far over par. Hit that one. I'm kind of getting ready. Just switched my stuff from lots of strength, double leg, power, or deadlift, barbell deadlift, hack squat there. And were big ones for me just to, you don't have to do a bunch of exercises. You can do 5-6 sets of one and just hammer out both a hinge and a squat to build some strength. I like some lateral things too, with like a lateral Cossack lunge and that. I'm about to move into some single leg things, which I started to try last week, just like what I'm showing you. Back up, and the whole thing is to get ready for state mid-am stroke play in Florida, which is October 4th, 5th, and 6th or something like that. Playing Bradenton Country Club. Last time I played in the event was 2 years ago at Coral Creek Club, and that place was sweet. Hung in there. I think I shot 73, 72, 71, got a little better every day, and moved up the leaderboard and finished 20th, which was really fun for me in a state event to make the cut and play well. So hoping to do a little better this time. Never played the course, gonna go down there with some buddies soon. Out of the rough, I have no idea what this is gonna do. Hit it good. Oh, this could be a honey. Give me a real honey. Finally hit a green with a wood. Put some of these club back. So kind of been doing some meathead strength training, bench press, incline press, pulling exercises, pal off stuff, heavier pal off stuff, and then my lower body stuff's just switching to all these lower things I'm showing you here. And it's been fun. It's fun. I'll ramp up some speed if I kind of know where I'm at with speed sticks. And club heads 115 to 120. Oh man, like the eagle putt, I should get a putter out, and do that. It's a birdie nonetheless. What's the famous hole in this? 15? 15. Oh boy. Had a couple guys hitting this shot earlier. And I hit it in the water. But I think it's a 5-iron. Just cover the front edge, something like 188 maybe. Hit 5. Oh baby, missed another green. How did that draw? Maybe I was nervous and flipped it. Draw it when I'm nervous. Hate golf courses with trouble left. Aim left and hit it left. Not a great way to play golf. Kind of missing the point here. Let's fillet this out. And I think the point is to tell you about lower body strength exercise. It doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to have rotation. Here will be my best effort as a draw for the fun of it. Scott Fawcett says, play your shot shape. I agree. Probably take it over the left trees, but try just a co-cock draw, which I just basically, to kick the path to the right, put it back in my stance and feel like I'm a little more around. It seems to work most of the time if I don't duck hook it. And just a straight push, probably OB. No trouble. Can't draw it these days. Ever since I got some lessons about hand depth, stopped doing this crap, and then kind of grabbing the ground, the left miss is gone with the driver, which is kind of fun, but that's my best effort there. 180 uphill, 7 yards, full 6-iron. Gosh, no cut. Carried raw 189 and the game 134. That has to be way uphill. That's crazy. Came out low. Makes sense. Anybody wants to take me here? I will pay for travel year-round and mine. Check it out. 30-yard little bumper. And 16. I think 18 is a big downhill one. These are great holes. Another draw hole. Why not? The point of everything was lower body strength training, lower body exercise for golf mobility. I can give you some exercises for that if you reach out. Strength, tougher to program if I don't know anything about you. Try this draw swing one more time. And then power, that's the art of it. You can take mobility, strength, and power, work across that progression. You come out of the other end of that, let's call it minimum 9 weeks, 3 weeks, 3 weeks, 3 weeks, or really what would be fair, like an 18-week block, 18-week split up 3 ways. And you would be feeling pretty good from a lower body standpoint. Play some more courses here in the future and talk about, here's my draw swing. All right, just flip your hands, that'll work. There you go. Just unreliable. Oh boy, except for there. Ay. That's so good. In the wrong way. 76 yards to a back 10. Might be able to hit a green once with a lob wedge. The art of it, the science is what you just learned. The art of it is when to do what, how, if you have knee pain, how to do the quad part, if you have like a back injury and you can't hinge, what to do in that situation. That's kind of what Don and I do is take your current equipment that you have, your current commitment level, your current ability, rehab it, strengthen it, mobility, whatever that might be, speed, that's the fun part, and just tailor it your way. And then the more feedback we get from you, the better, because we can plug and play. Gosh, that's just too far. Spin it. Okay. And then 18, par 5, right? Never thought it kind of jogged like this. Let's get that left jazz. Hit one way down there. Feel like I got to go back to the old trusty for the last hole. Downhill, up and over. Hit one. See if we can carry one. 300 raw. Game will be 320. Got one move that makes me hit it a little speed jump, but it's unreliable. Missed it. But 271 raw, bottom board, gonna stay up top. Man, I'd love to have that back so it could chase. That's why you don't swing, you don't try things. Stick with your stock shot. The 281 kicks down the hill, 285, 282, 5 yards down. Get in there. Anyway, we can build you a fitness plan, whether you're in person or online or hybrid. If you're in the area, come in. We're near the St. Pete Clearwater Airport, 10 minutes from the Tampa Airport if there's no traffic. And we do an assessment, give you 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks of things to work on, depending on which plan you choose. And we have 200 plus clients online that I've probably never met and never will meet that work on this stuff. And it's a journey. Help keep you accountable and chip away at these little things. I'll go over core and upper body at some other courses as I have time. Cancellation, brought this on. Here we go. Hit this thing. Drop kick. Some +2. Sometimes you're the bug. Sometimes you're the windshield. Been the bug too many times. One of my favorite ones, Ford Kai's. Sometimes you eat the bear, sometimes the bear eats you. Most of the time, you both go hungry, and that's certainly true in amateur golf. Everyone has those rounds where it's like, man, I could have shot this, I could have done this, if I would have done this. Full gap wedge. In the wind, pretty status quo for me. Missing greens left and right. Promise I can play this game. But I just do one take of all these, and if I play good, I play good. If I shoot 3 over on simulator golf game with automatic gimmies from 20 feet, it is what it is. Might be too hard. Softy, softy. Anyway, thanks for watching. We can help you with your fitness plans for golf. If you're in certain states, we can help you with your rehab plans for golf. Or birdies, 75. And I'll take that. Somebody's going to shoot 75 Thursday or Friday. I know it. I know it. Maybe Saturday. And I don't know. We'll see how it stacks up. 7,400 yards is some golf course. But we can help you with your fitness plans, rehab plans, mobility plans for golf. Give us a message here. Shoot us something on info@floridaphysio.com. Have a great day. Peace.